Hoyoverse just had one of the biggest projects revealed, and honestly, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. If you don't know, Hoyoverse are the developers of a lot of games that you may know in the gacha community. Obviously, we've got Genshin Impact, Honkai Honkai Impact 3rd, Zenless 0. I mean, it goes on. We got Tears of Themis. There's so many older ones as well, which they actually started their company up on. And now, obviously, Zenless 0 is their newest game, and they've evolved quite a bit since, whenever they first started, as does any company. With them actually being worth almost $4 billion back in 2022, so God knows how much money they have now. And honestly, that is quite a bit of money just to be developing games. Now, you might be wondering, well, what is this project? Is it a new game? Is it that new Animal Crossing thing that I've heard? Obviously, if you've been on other channels, there's actually been some rumors about Hoyoverse starting up some Animal Crossing type game to kind of get a game in every single genre, but that isn't it. Hoyoverse are actually planning on building a city. Which, yeah, that is not a joke. They're actually planning on doing that. And I'm going to be telling you all about it in this video. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it. And also go over to GamerSubs and use my code KAZO, where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. And I definitely recommend going over there, as they have a ton of really nice stuff. And they also have a ton of events going on all the time. So I'd definitely go check it out. See what they've got going on, because there's probably something there that you like. But let's get back into the video. So in the past, we've seen that Mihoyo actually works very closely with the Chinese government. Obviously, Hoyoverse is based around China. I think they're actually based in Singapore at the moment, but they do tend to do a lot of work with the Chinese government and also just general areas in places like Shanghai, because I'm pretty sure they do have a couple of offices over there. And we did actually recently have an article, which I did cover in one of my videos, about Mihoyo greenlighting Genshin Impact and Honkai Star movies with the government after backing, and pretty much they wanted to turn Shanghai into a premier city of film within 3 years, positioning it as a kind of key destination for film production. So obviously, as you know, over in America, we've got stuff like Hollywood, which is very, very, popular among film stars and TV stars and stuff like that. Obviously, everyone goes over there, and it's kind of known as the kind of film / television city. And I think that's what the Chinese government want to do here. They want to create a kind of city of film, but over in China, that a lot of people can visit. And yeah, they're starting this with Mihoyo, who obviously have a ton of money to actually, produce a high quality film, with Genshin Impact and Honkai Star, which are some massive IPs anyways. Well, you might be thinking, well, that isn't much of a project. I mean, it's kind of common for a lot of, gacha games to bring out films and TV shows. As you saw, Azulane got their own show, which again is absolutely amazing. But no, they went one step further, and they even recently funded a nuclear reactor. Yeah, the thing that provides energy for a lot of people, probably around in China. I'm not sure exactly where this is, but again, this nuclear reactor funded and built by Genshin Impact developer Mihoyo becomes operational. So again, Mihoyo are funding a nuclear reactor, which pretty much, produces a ton of energy for a lot of people. And again, it's kind of crazy to see them going from making a funny gacha game to now owning a nuclear reactor and, becoming a big part of, people's lives. Because, a nuclear reactor is a big thing that, as I said, provides a lot of energy for a lot of people. And, a lot of games companies will just, keep making more games with the money they've got. If not, they'll just hold on to the money. But Mihoyo seems to be, advancing into some other kind of areas and trying to broaden the overall thing that they do, not just games, which could be better for them long term, because, investing in a nuclear reactor, obviously that is a very, very long term investment, and you're going to get a lot of people, interested in it. Whereas games and stuff like that, you always have the chance to fall off, and obviously, the next game Hoyoverse could bring out could be a massive failure. We never know, and, Hoyoverse never know either. So it's better to, invest in a lot of this kind of stuff for the future, so that they can, make money in a different way, so that they can keep making games that they like, even if they don't do as good as games like Genshin Impact, which I think is actually a pretty smart thing to do. And maybe companies like Kuro Games will do this in the future. Obviously, Wuthering Waves just came out, and it's made quite a bit of money already, so they could build up a little bit more revenue and kind of start to invest in this kind of stuff. We don't know, and maybe we'll see it from other gacha companies too. Maybe this is going to start a kind of trend between them in, investing a lot of stuff outside of gacha gaming and just gaming in general. But then we move on to the final thing that I talked about, is that Hoyoverse and other devs plan to build an anime games district in Shanghai. So again, Hoyoverse have a ton of money, so they have the resources to actually make something like this. So I wouldn't actually doubt anything like this happening, and they pretty much say that Hoyoverse is seemingly teaming up with fellow gacha game developers like Hypergriff and Manju, who Manju are the creators of Azulane, to build an entire city block in Shanghai that is inspired by Tokyo's famous Akihabara. Now, if you don't know, Akihabara, it's called the Electric Town for a reason. It's because literally everything over there is related to gaming, electronics, anime, that kind of stuff. It's all kind of to do with a lot of the stuff that a lot of gacha gamers would be interested in. And apparently photos from a presentation event where a visual plan of the district was shown on the Chinese social media site Weibo. And here's the post, and pretty much it says, "Damn, are we going to build Shanghai Akihabara?" And then they leave the image here, and pretty much this is some plans to the overall area, and honestly it looks amazing. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be just Hoyoverse, as they said. It's actually in development with a lot of other gacha game companies as well. So we'll see a lot of other kind of gacha gaming things too. But again, I reckon a big majority of it is going to be Hoyoverse just due to the amount of popular games they have, and also just due to the amount of money that Hoyoverse have over a lot of the other companies. As you can see there, like just in the corner, you can see that there's a Paimon in the corner there. So maybe they're going to have like a couple blocks dedicated to it, and maybe have a couple of blocks like dedicated to each company. I don't know. But again, that is kind of cool to see. And obviously it kind of makes sense in China as well, because obviously a lot of Chinese people play gacha games. So people are going to be going over there rather than some place like Japan. Obviously, Akihabara is a great place in Japan because, you know, anime is generally made in Japan. So people are going to want to go to Japan to see a lot of the anime kind of gaming stuff, all because it's made over there. Obviously, a lot of the gacha games are made in China, so people want to go to China to, you know, see this kind of stuff. They're going to say that according to the picture, the district is planned to be 1 kilometer in length and start out at Hoyoverse's brand new headquarters located close to the Kaohsiung development zone. Now, I hope I said that right. Obviously, sorry if I absolutely butchered that. It says 2,000 meters of IP-related artwork, stores, a theater, a performance stage, and an anime museum are apparently set to be located along the route to begin with, leaving space to be filled in the future. Now, again, yeah, looking at that image, it did seem like there was a lot of space in between a lot of these buildings, which again, isn't very common for Shanghai. Obviously, Shanghai is quite a built-up area. Definitely seems like they're leaving a lot of room for other gacha companies or even other gacha games that these companies may make. And again, it just looks like an overall exciting plan that is going on, and it's kind of cool to see that Hoyoverse is evolving their money that a lot of people have spent on these games into something quite cool and quite impactful in real life. They go on to say that Shanghai is one of the centers of the Chinese gaming industry, and this project appears to be carried by many of the major players located in the town. Hypergriff, for example, is known for Arknights, while Manju is the company behind Azure Lane, and also the upcoming Azure Familiar. These are some massive companies that are working with Hoyoverse. Obviously, yeah, the creators of Arknights, the creators of Azure Lane. And it's also saying that other companies like Yostar are involved too. Again, it seems like there's going to be a lot of kind of gacha gaming companies involved. Maybe even Kuro Games might get involved. I don't know if they would let them, you know, obviously because they are kind of rivals, so I don't know if they would actually, like, you know, give them a spot or not, but it would be really cool to see that all of them, you know, kind of teaming up to make this kind of city area. And I'm super excited to see what happens with this in the future, and if we get like an official announcement on any of the pages, because again, this was just taken from a presentation that they were giving. But again, it's very exciting to see, and hopefully we do see something very, very soon. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think you guys would go visit something like this, or do you think that this is a bit of a waste of money? In my opinion, I think it's great, and I think a lot of the Chinese audience especially will really like this place and probably visit it quite often. It'll be one of those places that you visit, especially whenever going on like holiday and stuff. Obviously, a lot of people go over to Japan, go over to Akihabara quite often. So I think it'll be kind of like that kind of place just in China, in Shanghai. But as I said, we'll just have to wait and see how it develops and, you know, whether this place is actually good or not. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, as I said, and also go over to Gamer Subs. They got a ton of really nice stuff. Again, use my code Kaza, you can get yourself 10% off, and yeah, the link will be down below. But that's about all I got, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.